Okay, couple things to talk about. One is that when you're, so if you're following the schedule, the assignment that's you're working on today is the second floor plan and the basement. When you do the stair to the basement, excuse me, he doesn't give you really good directions, so follow Pete's notes. Otherwise, it might take you several attempts to get it. When you move on to the next assignment, which is assignment 2.6, where it's chapter 7, they have a lot of the book that deals with the annotation, and then way at the end, they actually have you go through and dimension the plan. Now, if you're in here in class, up on the whiteboard there's my version that I'm going to use to grade you off of there with all the dimensions the way they're supposed to be. So if you want to just grab a copy of that and look at your, hold it up by your desk. If you want to look at it electronically, it's right here. So let's just zoom in. Maybe you can see it better there. So this is the way I want yours to look like. These are the dimensions I want, and and I want you to notice the little finesse things. Like by default, the window tags come into the center of the window, and he has you dimension to the center of the window. So we can't have our dimension extension line going through our window tag. So I grabbed all of them and moved them out. Now I did a video, which is also linked in Pete's notes, and I think in the assignment, that walks you through exactly how I did this. So go ahead and watch that video if you'd like. But this is where we're going with 7. But I want to make a little bit of a plea here. When you go through chapter 7 on annotation, now I've got the ebook up here. I'm not really super familiar with how you zoom these in and out. And obviously you can see I don't really know how to use it. But there's a lot of good information here on how to do leaders and the different kinds of leaders and how to do multiple leaders. And it's actually quite helpful for what you're working on now, where you're starting to use leaders to, do your top of wall and bottom of wall for your structural assignment. So I know everybody wants to blast through the book, but I'm gonna make a case to read all that stuff that's not actually being assigned, as far as there's no way I can tell that you read it or not, because you're not actually working on your house. You're kind of learning about the annotation tools and the dimension tools. But like when they talked about doing an arc dimension, I would actually just draw a temporary arc wall in the middle of my living room and try it out to see how it works. Now then you can obviously erase it, but don't just skip through pages 7.1 through wherever they start you with the dimensioning. Take your time and read it and try it out and make sure you understand it. Now, have the Pete's notes out, because there are certain things on here that it's too early for you to learn. It's just going to confuse you. So I have you skip some chapters. So I'm telling you 2 things. I'm telling you, don't skip the whole first part of chapter 7, but keep Pete's notes out and skip the parts I told you to. Okay. So that's really all I got. I'm trying to keep up on grading. So in case you did kind of go off the rails on on your first floor plan, we can catch it before we move too farther on. The one thing to remember with AutoCAD, Revit, is that it's very rare that you can irretrievably screw something up that you have to start over. So if you're at the point where you think this is so screwed up, I'm just going to start over, raise your hand, come talk to me, because I think in most cases we can figure out a way to avoid having to start over. Okay, that's all I got. Any general questions? I'll stop by and see how you're doing, see where you're at on the book. Looks like the cold front came through, because I can see the north wind, the flags whipping like at a 90-degree angle out there, and the snow's blowing around like crazy. So you guys are lucky. Let's all keep our fingers crossed that they're going to cancel Western classes tomorrow for my sake. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. In general, my sense is you guys are doing fine on your progress in the book. You're a little ahead of the other class, if anything. One from last year.